Welcome to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Let's be great. Let's be great.
Where we'll hang out and discuss all things fantasy football.
Go rock this thing, huh? Love you, man. Go get it.
We'll give our best fantasy advice, predictions, insights, and more.
Play our game. All right? Play hard, but stay poised.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. The show starts with Devin, Rick, and Quinn right now.
What is up, First fans? We are here in episode number 3 of Outside the Box to talk about our wide receiver 3s that could finish as wide receiver 1s, or at least have the possibility of doing that. These are receivers that you can draft later on, and they have got some high upside that can help you win your league. I mean, other wide receiver 3s that stay as wide receiver 3s, they're not going to help you win a league. They can help you be consistent, sure, but you're not going to win with these guys. So we're trying to give you some wide receivers in this series that can push you over the edge to help you win your league. With that being said, we have Brandin Cooks for you today. He is currently the wide receiver 36 in your standard PPR league. With that being said, he had a pretty crappy year last year. Yeah. Only had 42 catches, 583 yards, and 2 touchdowns, by far his worst in his career. Mm-hmm. Before that, he averaged basically 1,000 yards a year and was pretty much a stud. He finished as the wide receiver 13 in both 2017 and 2018. So right on the cusp of that wide receiver 1. So with a little nudge and momentum, he could be right inside that top 12. And as someone going as wide receiver 36, that is going to be a potential value for you. Kind of a downside to him is going to be obviously his concussion history.
He's averaged 2 per year.
2 per year, not good. Although last year was the first year that it really influenced him playing. He was sitting out some games because of it.
Yeah.
With that also, they also have 4 pretty good wide receivers on their team in Brandin Cooks, Will Fuller, Randall Cobb, and Kenny Stills. All those guys have a potential wide receiver 1 week in them. Yeah. So is Deshaun Watson going to spread the ball around a lot, or is he going to key in on one? If he happens to key in on Cooks like he did DeAndre Hopkins, then I am banking on him having a great year. Some other things that are for him is that he had really good seasons also with the Saints, Patriots, and the Rams. So he hasn't just done it with one team. So with him going to Houston, I could see him also still having a good season there.
Yeah.
He's played with multiple quarterbacks and multiple teams. What do you guys think about that? Do you think he's got an opportunity to do that?
He's fast. He's definitely very skilled at route running. And that's where most of his success comes from, is his speed and route running.
And Deshaun Watson is a very accurate quarterback. I mean, he can also run, but he's very accurate with his throws. So
with deep threats.
I think he'll have pretty good opportunity to do well with that. The other thing too, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins did leave, and so he's got 150 targets that are going to go somewhere. Will Cooks get all of those? Who knows? But will he get some of them? He'll probably get a good percentage of them.
Yeah, he'll probably get a very solid percentage of them.
So if he could finish with 80 catches, which he's done before, 1,150 yards and 8 touchdowns, that's going to put him right at the wide receiver 10. And I think that's very doable for him. So that's basically what Amari Cooper did when he was with Dallas. He had 79 receptions for 1,189 yards and 8 touchdowns. So I could see Cooks doing that, finish right about that 10 to 12 spot, and be a value at wide receiver 1. And, like I said, he's coming as the 82nd player off the board in your redraft leagues, which makes him, in my opinion, a good value.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Brandin Cooks, I never really liked him. I never drafted him at all in any of my leagues.
I can understand that. And you had to draft him really early before, though. I mean, he was always a wide receiver 2, round 2, round 3 wide receiver.
Yeah, I think he definitely has a better chance of succeeding throughout any of the teams that he's been on, probably in the Texans. This means that he has to stay healthy, though. But I can definitely see him ending as a potential number 1. I feel like he could fit DeAndre Hopkins' shoes.
Yeah, I mean, that's his biggest drawback is his health, I think.
And I think it also comes with the potential of Will Fuller.
Yeah, because Will Fuller is a beast when healthy.
Well, yeah, and I mean Hopkins got a lot of the balls because Will Fuller's been injured a lot.
Kind of by default.
All these wide
he's a great receiver.
A lot of these wide receivers.
receivers.
This Texans wide receivers are all injury-prone guys. They all have injuries in the past that could affect them. So, if Cooks is the one that stays healthy out of all of them, he could do pretty good.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with Brandin Cooks, and just adding on to that injury-prone thing, is that it's not just the wide receivers. I mean, it's Deshaun Watson that's a little injury-prone. It was Lamar Miller. Carlos Hyde even dealt with a little bit of injuries. It's the tight ends, the offensive line. I think it's just a very, very, very aggressive offense, and that causes them to get injured more often, which worries me about Brandin Cooks. But because Brandin Cooks isn't that aggressive wide receiver like Hopkins, doing whatever it takes to catch the ball, he just mainly relies on his speed and route running to catch the ball. I think he'll get injured less often than Hopkins, because Hopkins got injured once or twice every single week. Yeah. So I think he'll get injured less than Hopkins, and I think that'll also help the offense become less aggressive, getting rid of Hopkins and adding someone like Cooks.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
One more thing to mention, too, is he's still fairly young wide receiver. He's only 28, so he's still got that peak in him where he can produce. It's not like he's a 31, 32-year-old that we're trying to get to sneak back in one more season. I mean, he's still kind of in his prime. So
Yeah.
that was our information for you on Brandin Cooks, what we thought about him possibly being a wide receiver 1 this season. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like him? Do you not like him? Is there another wide receiver from the Texans that you think's better? If there is, put it down in the comments. If you like this video, please like it. Click on the subscribe button if you want to hear more from us and get more wide receivers in this series. And then click on the notification bell if you want to be notified when these are coming out. So we thank you very much for watching this video. And remember to
Finish first.
Thank you for listening to the FantasyFootballFirst.com podcast.
Jackson throws complete. Crabtree has it for a touchdown.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Get more fantasy info and check us out at FantasyFootballFirst.com.